Okay, so I want to record this short video just to outline the differences between FBM, fulfilled by merchant, and FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. And ultimately, these are two very different models, okay? So I'm just going to share my screen so you can see as I describe this. And it's very important as a seller to be aware of the differences between these two and just to choose the right model for your business. However, 9 times out of 10, I would always recommend FBA, and I'll explain that now in a minute. So the first thing is FBM. Let's start with that, right? So that's fulfilled by merchant. Now, ultimately, what this means, it means that you as the seller are responsible for organizing the picking, the packing, and the dispatch of your goods that you have sold on Amazon, right? So this could be done via a 3PL, which is basically it's a third-party logistics company. This could be done from your own warehouse, or this could be done from your own house. Okay, so you can choose like any combination of those as an FBM model. Now, there's benefits to it. It means that you are not paying Amazon for storage fees. Like Amazon do not really want to store your products. Ultimately, they want to have products in and out as quickly as possible. That's why they call them fulfillment centers. And so ultimately, you're not paying their storage fees. Okay. Number two, like if you have larger items, again, it comes into this that storage fee can get quite expensive with Amazon, but when it's in your own storage locations, you can save a lot of money, right? And also, you're not paying Amazon's fulfillment fee, right, per unit sold. So sometimes potentially you can actually get a lower fulfillment cost and by fulfilling an item yourself. Okay. However, 9 times out of 10, Amazon actually will do it better in terms of a more competitive price. So I would usually recommend their fulfillment costs because, you know, they're doing things at a scale that me or you really cannot do. Okay. Likewise with fulfilled by merchant, if there is a problem with the goods. So recently I had an order whereby some of the packaging of the product selling really well, by the way, but the packaging just let us down. And Amazon said that these units, I think it was like 200 units, are unfulfillable. Now, these were an oversized item, which meant ultimately it cost us nearly £8 to £10 per unit just to have them removed from Amazon. And then we had to repack them and send them back in. So, you know, if that was done that happened in our own warehouse, we wouldn't have had to incur that cost. Okay. But I want to just let you know another story. So I had goods once and they all arrived from China and I had to relabel all 2,500 units. Now you might think relabeling 2,500 units, it won't take that long. Folks, it took an extremely long time. And ultimately we're trying to build a business here that grows and that operates without us having to be physically involved day to day. So that's why I wouldn't really be recommending that. Even if you could do it at a lower cost than Amazon, which you really can't. We like to send our goods into Amazon ready to go. So ultimately, you know, that is something that we need to be aware of, that if we're fulfilling orders ourselves, you're never going to be off because you're going to have to fulfill your orders and dispatch them pretty promptly because Amazon wants orders dispatched really quick. Now, also with FBM, consumers generally don't purchase FBM products as much as they would FBA products. I'll let you know why. Like with FBA, lovely cup of tea. With FBA, you know that when you order an item, you're going to get it really, really quick. If there's any issues, you know they'll be sorted. Whereas with FBM, you don't really. Also, if you look at FBM, you can see like, okay, this could take a week to get to me. Now, sometimes it's quicker, but it could take a week. And I'm like, do I want to take that risk? Not really. So that's why I'm always aware of as FBM, it's going to hurt your conversion rate, right? Now, all that aside, let's look at FBA, right? So FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. Now, what that means is that Amazon take care of filled by Amazon. So what that means is Amazon take care of the picking, the packing, and the shipping of the goods. Okay. They also take care if there's any problems with the goods, they take care of the customer service, but they also, like if the item is returned to Amazon, they take care of that, the return label, all that kind of stuff, right? The beauty of the system is that if you sell one item or sell 1,000 in a day, it makes no difference. The system scales as high as you want or as low as you want. So it's very much, it's a pay per fee, pay per pack kind of job, right? You are paying the fulfillment costs, but again, sometimes this is like, say, for example, on smaller items, £2.62 or something like that. That includes like the packaging, the picking, the labeling, and the dispatch to the consumer. So like that's really, really good value, right? as I said, I always go FBA just because it really helps conversion rates. And a lot of times I'm looking for products that are FBM that I can actually make FBA because consumers really want that. Also, bearing in mind, if we were to compare these two models, like if you are based in, for example, the Republic of Ireland, you're not going to be able to do fulfilled by merchant. There just isn't the margins there. You can't get the shipping rates. They're just way too expensive. A little anecdote, like when I'm sending goods into Amazon, I store a lot of goods in Northern Ireland. If I'm to ship them from Northern Ireland, it could be £2 a carton. Ship them from the Republic. And this is before Brexit now. You're talking €20, maybe 25. Like the pricing's not there, and the consumers will not be prepared to wait for the length of time it will take to ship an item. And there might be customs duties, VAT, anything else put on it. Again, they don't want that. They want the flat rate, right? So that is here, okay? If you were to look at, say, for example, the US, or say out in Germany or in Europe or Australia or any of these other markets, again, you really can't do FBM unless you're using a third-party 3PL. So in that case, I would just always recommend just going with Amazon's fulfillment service. And we generally integrate that with Amazon's global logistics service, which means that the goods are picked up in China and they're basically brought to the Amazon fulfillment centers all around the world. So us as the seller, like once we check out the sample, we're happy with the sample, we're happy with the product, and we place the order, we never generally have to handle those goods again. They are just dispatched into Amazon's fulfillment network and then picked and packed and sent to the consumers all around the world. If you're going on the FBM model, there is a lot more headaches. There is more things potentially that go wrong. And just as a business, I don't find it as scalable. Probably the one place where I would probably recommend FBM over FBA is for items that are extremely seasonal. So for example, Christmas trees. Like people want the Christmas tree. Generally, I see from October, November to probably just the end of December. You wouldn't want to be sending in thousands of units into Amazon if you're not quite confident they're going to sell. So if they could be FBM, possibly I'd lean that way, just because if they don't sell, I don't be incurring that removal cost that I mentioned previously. And so that's why sometimes there's an advantage with those type of items, FBM. However, 9 times out of 10, I would always recommend FBA, making sure you just have the right run rate of stock in Amazon and just reducing the headaches in our business. So we just know that, look, this is what we do. We send stuff into Amazon FBA. These are the costs. Make sure our margins work with that. And we just go with that. As I said, I was asked a question specifically about Ireland, FBM, FBA. If you're in the Republic of Ireland, FBM just really isn't an option unless you're using a third party. For example, if it's UK goods based in the UK. If you're in Northern Ireland, you could do FBM, and Amazon actually can integrate their shipping rates to pick up goods from your premises using Royal Mail or whatever. But I still really would recommend FBA. Probably the final place where I probably recommend some FBM is that if I had a huge catalog of products and I didn't want to send everything into Amazon straight away, at least, I'd probably list them under FBM just to sort of test the water. But I would be completely aware that, you know, for every 5 units I could have sold with FBA, I might only sell 1 with FBM. But once I figure out stuff is kind of popular, I would then try and convert it to FBA. So guys, I hope you found this a benefit of value. Any questions, put them down below in the comments. If you want to work with me and you want to learn more of this and just sort of explore if this is for you, just go up to my bio there, the description of the video, click on the link. There's different ways we can do that. Give it a like, give it a share, whatever you do. And hope you have a great day. All right. Take care.